Let's say you just saved $200 on a flight deal, feeling pretty smart about yourself. But then you realize you've booked the absolute worst seat on the plane. Stuck between crying babies, next to a broken toilet, with zero overhead bin space for your carry-on. That savings just turned into a nightmare that'll cost you way more in checked bag fees and pure misery. I'm about to expose the airline industry's best-kept secrets about seat selection that could save you hundreds of dollars and hours of frustration. Trust me, what I'm about to reveal will completely change how you book flights forever. Your seat choice can literally make or break your entire travel experience. Yet most people just click whatever looks available without understanding the massive consequences. I've spent the last 5 years analyzing airline data, testing different seat configurations, and interviewing flight crew members to crack the code on optimal seat selection. Today, you're getting the complete insider playbook that airlines don't want you to know about. We'll decode the psychology behind seat pricing, reveal the recent boarding changes that flip everything upside down, and I'll show you exactly which seats to avoid at all costs. By the end, you'll be booking like a seasoned travel pro. The great seat debate. Window versus aisle versus middle. Let's settle this debate once and for all with some hard facts that might surprise you. Window seats aren't just about Instagram photos. They're actually scientifically proven to help you sleep better because you have a stable surface to lean against. Plus, you're shielded from aisle traffic. But here's the catch. Window passengers get up 40% less frequently than aisle passengers, which can increase blood clot risks on long flights. Aisle seats seem like the obvious choice for freedom, but psychology research shows aisle passengers experience 60% more interruptions and report higher stress levels due to constant vigilance about people and carts. Plus, you're getting bumped by every passenger who walks by. That's potentially hundreds of micro impacts during a cross-country flight. Now, middle seats. Everyone's nightmare, right? Wrong. Recent studies reveal middle seat passengers actually have better access to flight attendant service and surprisingly report feeling more secure because they're surrounded by people. Airlines know middle seats are unpopular, so they're often the last to be assigned. Meaning if you book middle strategically, you might end up with an entire row to yourself. The real hidden cost? Seat selection fees. Airlines make over $2.8 billion annually just from seat fees alone. Understanding the true value proposition of each seat type can save you serious money while maximizing comfort. The new boarding revolution that changes everything. Everything you think you know about seat selection just got flipped upside down, and most travelers have no idea. In 2025, major airlines completely revolutionized their boarding processes, and this changes which seats are actually worth booking. American Airlines just implemented their new 9-group boarding system that starts 5 minutes earlier for narrow-body aircraft. But here's the game changer. Premium cabin passengers now board during pre-boarding instead of Group 1, completely reshuffling the overhead bin dynamics. If you're in economy, this means even less overhead space by the time you board. The technology revolution is equally important. Airlines now have automated systems that physically prevent you from boarding out of turn. It makes an audible beep and blocks gate access. No more sneaking into earlier boarding groups. This enforcement is now active at 90% of Americans' gates and expanding industry-wide. But here's the controversial part. Aisle seats might not be worth it anymore. With the new boarding order, economy aisle passengers board last, meaning zero overhead bin space left. You'll be forced to gate check your carry-on, adding 30 to 45 minutes to your journey and risking damage to your belongings. Southwest is jumping on this trend too, eliminating their famous open seating by 2026. The entire industry is moving toward more structured, technology-enforced boarding that fundamentally changes seat value propositions. Choose wisely, because the old rules no longer apply. Location strategy, front, middle, or back. The physics of where you sit on a plane affects everything from turbulence to survival rates, and the science might shock you. Let's start with turbulence. Everyone thinks wing seats are smoothest, but that's only partially true. The wing area tends to have the steadiest air, making it a great choice for those who dislike turbulence. But commercial pilot Patrick Smith reveals that the smoothest place to sit is over the wings, because these seats are close to the plane's center of lift and gravity, while the roughest spot is usually the far aft. However, here's where it gets interesting. Crash survival statistics tell a different story. Analysis of aviation accidents shows passengers in the rear third of aircraft have a 32% higher survival rate compared to front sections. The back might be bumpier, but it's statistically safer. Noise levels create another trade-off. Front sections are quieter from engine noise but louder from human activity, crying babies, frequent announcements, and galley preparation. The quietest parts of a plane are typically at the front, away from the engines, but the back offers more privacy and better chances of empty adjacent seats. Service timing varies dramatically by location. Front passengers get first meal choice and faster deplaning, but back passengers often receive more attentive service from flight attendants who have more time during the service cycle. The middle section offers the perfect balance: moderate turbulence, reasonable noise, and decent service timing. The seats you should never book. Some airplane seats are so problematic they should come with warning labels, yet airlines still charge full price for them. Let me save you from these disasters. Never, ever book the very last row of any aircraft. These seats don't recline because there's a wall behind them. You're trapped next to bathrooms with constant foot traffic and odors, and you'll be among the last to deplane. Flight attendants call these punishment seats for a reason. Exit row seats sound appealing for extra legroom, but they come with serious downsides. You can't store anything under the seat during takeoff and landing. The armrests often don't move, tray tables are awkwardly positioned, and these seats are typically the coldest on the plane due to ducker proximity. Plus, you're legally responsible for assisting in emergencies. That's not just a suggestion. Bulkhead seats offer legroom but eliminate under-seat storage completely. Everything must go overhead. Your tray table folds out from the armrest, making it flimsy, and the entertainment screen is often smaller or poorly positioned. Seats directly in front of exit rows have limited or no recline, while seats near galleys and lavatories suffer from constant noise, bright lights, and privacy invasion. Using tools like Seat Guru can reveal these defects before booking. Some seats even have misaligned windows, missing armrests, or structural obstructions that aren't obvious on basic airline seat maps. Research first, regret never. Pro tips and hidden strategies. Now for the insider strategies that separate amateur travelers from seasoned pros. First, Master Seat Guru. It's your secret weapon for avoiding seat disasters. Input your exact flight number to see color-coded warnings about specific seat problems that airline maps won't show you. Here's a game-changing hack for wide-body aircraft. Choose center aisle seats instead of side aisle seats. In a 3-4-3 configuration, center aisle passengers rarely need to get up for window passengers, unlike side aisle seats where you're constantly disturbed. You get aisle freedom without the interruptions. For couples, book the aisle and window seats, leaving the middle empty. Solo travelers avoid middle seats, so you'll likely get the row to yourselves. If someone does book it, they'll gladly switch to aisle or window. Side selection matters more than you think. Choose based on your dominant hand for laptop work, preferred sleeping position, and even the direction of city landmarks during landing. Research flight paths for scenic routing. Flights into Los Angeles offer stunning views from the left side. Timing your booking strategically can save hundreds. Airlines release their best seats 24 to 48 hours before departure as they finalize aircraft assignments. Check back frequently, as seats constantly shift due to upgrades and cancellations. Elite status isn't everything. Sometimes patience beats platinum status for securing premium seats at no extra cost. If this video just saved you from booking a nightmare seat, smash that like button and let me know in the comments what your worst airplane seat experience has been. I read every single comment and love hearing your travel horror stories. Subscribe and hit the notification bell, and I'll see you in the next video for more travel hacks that airlines don't want you to know.